Hey, what's up guys? This is Astranox. Today I have the showcase of Ludwig and then I will review him after showing him in Arena. And we'll start off with talking about his skills, his memory imprint. I'll show you guys my stats, my gear. At the table is the team that I'm going to be using at the start. So he's the sole damage dealer in here. Is he a Cleave god? Well, yes, he is. He is completely insane. So, without further ado, let me show you his skills, memory imprint, and stats and gear. So, Ludwig, his skill number 3 is completely insane. He penetrates defense by 50% when you have invincibility on him. And he actually is able to get invincibility from himself by using skill 2 first, so you can use that and then use skill number 3. I wanted to have him on my account number 1 and showcase him with double lots as well, because you can use auxiliary lots to push him. He uses skill 2 and then green lots, you push him again and he uses skill number 3 to penetrate 50% of the target's defense, which is completely insane. But in this video I'm going to be using Crimson Armin to get that invincibility. Very powerful hero. You could be using Blaze Dingo as well. So his skill 3, right? Multiplier on this, it deals a ton of damage. He gets a barrier that is based on his attack for 2 turns as well. Very nice for boosting his survivability. And his soul burn, only 10 souls, increasing the damage even further. This is only on a 4-turn cooldown. You get 3 souls. Very nice. Skill number 2, you can stun 50% chance. Not really a hero where you want to build too much effectiveness, but you have this option. Maybe you want to stun a damage dealer, and it's only on a 3-turn cooldown, so it's very nice. He gets invincibility, so of course it will boost his survivability. Very good. I don't have him fully skilled up, but I'm planning to plus 15 him later down the line. And on skill 1, he can actually steal 1 buff, 75% chance after skill ups, and he can cycle through his kit faster because he's getting 15% combat readiness when he is buffed and he attacks. So that's very good with the skill number 1. Okay, his memory imprint, you do get a lot of value out of critical hit chance from his self-memory imprint, so you can get up to 16.8%. Very cool. If you have him with other damage dealers or 1 damage dealer, then maybe you want to turn on this attack memory imprint. Maybe you already have the crit chance maxed up to 100%. So there you go. Now for his stats, God, his attack is actually quite high. His base attack is very high, one of the highest in the game, you know, like after Gunther. And his critical hit damage, you want to pump that up as high as possible. So I have him on a destruction and critical hit set. 350% critical hit damage, cannot go further. That's the maximum. And then the attack at over 4,400. So the gear that I have on him, this is a free weapon that was obtainable from a side story in the past. This is from the Conquest Point Shop. I wasn't able to get so much attack and critical hit damage on it. Yeah, you want to dodge the effect resistance. That is always the goal on damage dealer's gear. And this is from Wyvern, which I reforged. High crit damage and some speed. Very cool. This necklace could have rolled better. If you roll like more attack and critical hit chance, that would be better than getting effect resistance, of course. So good luck with that. This is from the Conquest Point Shop. This is from Hell Raid. So I was fortunate to get a high amount of critical hit damage, decent crit chance, and some effectiveness, which you can actually put to good use. These boots, I actually swapped them. I had some free boots initially, but I'm getting 5% more attack because these are reforged from Wyvern, and I got flat attack on those, and I was reaching 100% critical hit chance with Midnight Bloom artifact from the Halloween side story, because it gives a 16% critical hit chance, so I went for more attack with these. Portrait of the Saviors to deal 20% more damage versus targets with 50% health or higher. You could have him on Tagil's Ancient Book if you want to soul burn another hero that has a soul burn for 10 souls as well, and soul burn himself. So you got multiple options. He's a mage, so you can use some of the other mage artifacts as well. So let me talk about artifacts you know, during the review. But now it is time to showcase Ludwig in Arena. So let's go clap some cheeks. All right, I got the outspeed. Let's go, baby. Let's test out his damage. So this is not a tanky team at all. I'll be trying him versus much tankier teams. I'm talking like at least Ordius, Fall, and Cecilia. Hopefully I can find a team with Adamant Shield as well, so I can really show his damage output versus, you know, very, very tanky teams as well. I might be using Charles against those teams. Maybe they don't have Arbiter Vildred. Even if there's Arbiter Vildred, he can still, you know, he can still do great. Hopefully this doesn't get resisted, because that would be really bad. And that worked, okay. Now, there is a problem, and it's that at the end we'll put the anti-crit chance buff. Now, yeah, that's 50% critical hit chance reduction for us, which is, yeah, very unfortunate. Let's see. We got the souls. Let's see his damage. Please tell me I'm landing some crits. Okay, I can live with that. Oh my god, the damage was crazy, man. Like 34,000 damage? What was that? Oh boy. Okay. We just started, boys. We just started. Let's clean this up. Come on, land the crit here. Nice. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Bruh, can we even cleave through this? Triple Knights, Rowana. Okay, well, let's try it, right? Let's try it. They're gonna get defense buff before Ludwig even goes. So this will show you the power of a defense penetration. I don't know, man. I don't know that. I don't know if it's gonna hurt bad. Like, it's so many knights. They are super thick too, and god. Okay, let's you know what? We don't want the defense buff, so if I can put that on cooldown, that would be great. Yeah, okay. Now, by using Crimson Armin, the team's not taking any damage unless, well, you know, unless they already went and they lose the invincibility. But it's a very powerful hero because you can use this hero, you can use her to outspeed the enemy team and put that up and let them, you know, unload on your whole team. But now, wait a second. What? What? Of course, ambitious Tywin took our souls. That bastard. Let's just use skill 3 without the soul burn and see what kind of damage we can do. Come on. I saw 20k almost on Crow because of the Aureus, but it was mostly 9,000, very close to 10,000. Okay, well, it is not quite enough against very tanky teams, so you will need another cleaver to help you, to assist you. And to be honest, when it comes down to tank buster, then Ludwig, like a cleaver, is not something you want to use, but more single target damage dealers. So now, I mean, there's no way to come back from this. I used everything, right? We got here dual attack. Let's just see. I don't have the skill up on skill 1, of course. I'm missing, what is it, 10% damage on skill number 2. So let's just use skill number 2 and I'll just get out of this one because we don't have quite the damage needed here. But you can see that he can stay in place. You know what? What if we can do it? What if we can do it? Let's take out Crow. Just gotta get that that invincibility and mortality back up on Sinful, and then get the attack buff going. And he's got short cooldown, so that's really cool. We're almost there. Almost got this boss, this Crow down. Good lord. Taking days. And now the good thing is that they are focusing on Sinful. She's banning ML Crow, which is light. and you know, Ice Crow. Well, he's not gonna be attacking Ludwig, so that's cool. And we almost got the combo ready. The cool thing is that if you have Crimson Armament skilled up, you can actually have her synced with Ludwig. Very nice. And we took some damage, but we're still kicking here. Okay, let's get this thing going. We got the souls, we got the attack buff. It's only a matter of time until we pop. Can we pop them? That's a big question now. I definitely want to take out ML Crow. Okay, we were able to soften him up, and here comes the soul burn skill number 3, baby. Come on. 16 and 17,000. Definitely not bad. Versus super tanky heroes like this. Roana, it's not uncommon to have this hero with around 2,000 defense, guys. So it's definitely rough to take her down. But the bulk of, I mean, the team is gone. It's just her as sustain, which she's going down here. So yeah, still he can do it. It's just longer. The amount of damage, wow, it's quite ridiculous. So a great hero. I mean, he can still pull through even in this scenario. So in this one, I'm bringing Fire Akates to give invincibility to Ludwig, and that's a very obtainable hero that I mean, can sustain the team as well, which is very good. So let's try this. She's on Touch of Ricos. I move Midnight Bloom to Faithless Lytica, so I can keep getting the crit chance buff of 16%. I have Charles in here because we need that extra bit of damage. He will be our attack buffer as well, so that's great. And this team is actually very thick. Let's see if we can make quick work of them. There is Lilius, which is fire, so 50% chance to land a critical hit on her. We'll see how that goes. And in this one, we don't actually have debuff immunity, so that's problematic because Lilius could be provoking Ludwig, and if that happens, that's gonna be quite unfortunate. If he's at the lowest health threshold, that's what's gonna happen. And Charles was the one. They are both at maximum health. Because I have Touch of Recalls on Akates, I believe they got healed up or something like that. Okay, attack buff, invincibility, we got 50% defense penetration. Let's see how much damage can we do with this skill number 3. Okay, we got a crit on Lilius, and that definitely did hurt quite a bit. So that's very nice. I don't want to heal just yet. So I definitely want to take this Angelic Montmorency out ASAP. There is also Dark Corvus to definitely worry about. He is ready to do his thing, which is going to destroy Faithless Lytica. And we got the constant provokes on Charles here, which is quite annoying. So there she goes. This might be a long one. And is this going to be enough? Portrait is not activated, and it was enough to take her out. Very nice. Now we have to work on taking out these two heroes. Lilius is definitely priority here. Let's hopefully land some critical hits on her. She has to go down. There's no other way to put this. She constantly triggers dual attacks. She's all sorts of annoying. Let's just get rid of her and finally take out Dark Corvus. Come on. Oh, got lucky here, and the crit as well. Okay, Dark Corvus is, my god. We have skill nullifier on Ludwig. He's going on Charles, actually. And I will try it. I will try to S1 and to S2. And it didn't happen. Okay, Charles going down. He doesn't have enough health. And we'll finish this with Ludwig. Hopefully we can pull through. We have the extension of the attack buff, thankfully. And Akates will allow us to... You know what? I don't want to actually attack Dark Corvus. So let's just use skill 3 here. And she's the one being attacked because of the arena damage. There's no barrier like Ludwig to protect against that. We have the attack buff. We don't have the invincibility. We still have the attack buff after this. This is enough to take him out. And we win, finally. Yeah, you can see his damage. You know, his rotation is kind of slow because of his speed. Charles has a lot more. And throughout the battle, I mean, Charles attacks everyone. He's got the skill 1 and 2 skill 2 combo as well. But Ludwig did respectable damage throughout the battle. If he was built with some speed and I was using a team-wide combat units booster or combat units boosters instead, then I would have Ludwig attacking more often and he would have more damage output in a long battle. Okay, we're going first. We're gonna get immunity up on the team by using Cecilia. Skill 3. Blaze Dingo will give invincibility to Ludwig, and then he can use his skill number 3. Okay, let's see. And then, well, we need to survive to take out Arbiter Vildred twice, of course. And she's not built as a bruiser, so not that much damage. She did land 3 provokes, so get your immunity on your heroes when it comes down to PvP if you're going to be outsped. To be honest, I don't quite want to attack this Dizzy. She is probably on a counter set, so I will not do that. If she's on counter and Illa's Violin, she could remove our immunity, which I definitely don't want. So let's get that invincibility on Blaze Dingo and on, of course, Ludwig. Now here comes skill number 3 of Dizzy, which will not land any debuff, which is perfect. And we're taking a lot of damage. Thankfully, Faithless Lytica didn't get hit by the secondary attack of Arbiter Vildred. Here comes the skill number 3 of Ludwig. This is gonna hurt real bad. No soul burn still. They don't have multiple layers of protection, so they're gonna go down real easy. Oh my god, the damage is crazy. Arbiter comes back, and what kind of damage is he gonna deal? We have Aureus on Cecilia. Okay, we're still up. Of course, Blaze Dingo is protected as well as Ludwig. He still had the invincibility. Nice dual attack here. Arbiter goes down, and finally, let's just use skill 1 here, and Blaze Dingo will finish her off. And he has only 3 skill up in his skill number 3. That is it. Here's the damage breakdown. Of course, Ludwig, even without the soul burn, destroys the enemy team because they don't have Aureus plus Adamant Shield plus like Fallen Cecilia barrier or like defense buff, so it's quite easy for him to deal a ton of damage in that case. I'm still using Cecilia even though they have 2 ice heroes. We outsped here. Cecilia goes now, and let's see if we can land any provoke. And no counter attack on ML Ken. Seaside went here. And the great thing is that Cecilia is quite fast, so she went before Faithless Lytica, and now we can have the skill nullifier on us, which is really nice. Let me actually, you know what? Look at these provokes, that's really good. Let me actually use this on Seaside Bellona. She probably doesn't have much effect resistance, and not having her use skill not having her use skill 3 is nice. So there goes our skill nullifier. Now let me apply the attack buff and the invincibility on Blaze Dingo and Ludwig. We're taking quite a bit of damage here. Here comes the S3 of Ludwig. We don't have the soul burn. Here we go. Can we take out ML Ken one shot? Because that's definitely what we need to do here. Oh, 17,000 on him. Nice. So Arbiter, he gets the greater attack buff. Faithless Lytica will go down. And Cecilia might survive. She's on Aureus. Wow, she survived with just a sliver of health. I want to soul burn this to... Actually, never mind. Why did I do that? Get the provoke up. It's not to actually increase the chance. It's 100% chance now. Okay, skill 2 of Blaze Dingo will combo to skill 1 if he survives. No, he doesn't. Great damage. And here's the breakdown. Solid amount of damage out of Ludwig. And I mean, I got Celestine on Blaze Dingo for support, really. Such an amazing combo. I love the immunity from Cecilia as well. Okay, on this one, I'm bringing Last Rider Crow. I actually have Tagil's Ancient Book on Ludwig to Soulburn this time, instead of having Portrait of the Saviors, because I cannot reach 10 souls to Soulburn his skill number 3. And by having some extra souls, well, I'll be able to Soulburn Last Rider Crow as well as himself. So we'll see the damage there on Tagil's Ancient Book instead of Portrait of the Saviors. And maybe, actually, we won't even have the Portrait activated, because Last Rider Crow, he's gonna deal quite a bit of damage. Some targets might have their health below 50%. So, I mean, there's that to take away out of it. The good thing is that we're able to put these kills on cooldown of Fallen Cecilia, so we don't have to worry about the immunity now, and we can straight off go with the S3 of Ludwig. So, actually, Portrait would be activated, but whatever. Let's just see the damage with Soulburn here. Are we gonna land on Remnant Valet? Let's find out. And Arbiter, he's gonna go down and come back. And no hit on him. 18k on Arbiter. Fallen is almost down. We can take her out real soon. Blaze Dingo is gonna do real good here. We got the immunity, which is helping us against decreased hit chance debuff, which is all sorts of annoying. I'm going for her because I don't want her to be healing up, and this is gonna attack everyone. Nice. And now the extra attack happening against Remnant Valet. Let's actually work on Arbiter Vildred. I like to leave Remnant Valet last. He can be all sorts of annoying. So this team worked out. Definitely a hard team to obtain. I would say that, of course, Faithless Lilica provided the skill increase. You could be using a combat unit booster like Judith, Rose. You could be using double combat units boosters like Judith plus Rose. That is a 55% combat units increase plus attack buff for 2 turns. Rose a Knight, Ice 4-star Knight, so you can wear the amazing Knight artifacts, like you could just put an Aureus, a Bastion of Perlucia to increase survivability of the highest attacker in the team. 4,150 damage, not bad against this Remnant Valet on an evade, on a miss. So this team went pretty well. I did like it. Most damage comes out of Ludwig. Last Rider Crowd did some damage as well, not bad. And Blaze Dingo, he's not on a damage build, but he definitely dealt some damage and brought some sustain as well. Oh my god, we got outsped. Oh boy, I wanted to trigger this Tempest Siren using ML Crow, but with the barrier on herself, which is actually pretty thick, I don't think it would have worked out. I had to put speed boots on ML Crow so he can actually go, you know, right after Faithless Lilica. So that was an epic failure. Okay, well, let's see if we can pull it off still. So we do have souls because we have Tagil's Ancient Book on Ludwig. So here, let's do some damage. He's on Portrait of the Saviors. Yeah, that doesn't work. But we'll see what we can do. I mean, it's not completely over. Let's see the cooldown of the skill. Oh my god, it's fully on cooldown. Everything's on cooldown. Maybe we can do it. Alright, she's gonna destroy us now. Okay, it's not so bad. The revive. Just gotta wait it out. Oh my god, Blaze Dingo needs to survive. So we got the push here. Let's see. Of course, things are on cooldown. And in terms of like who to take out, well, this Tempest Siren, I definitely want to take her out, but this Judge Kisei seems to be fairly squishy, so... Oh, I forgot about the skill 3. I thought it was not up. Rip. Okay, so I got this here, and let's just use it. Tempest is gonna get that CR push, I think, here. Yep. Okay, let's do some healing. Nice. That immunity is coming in real handy. There goes Fateless. Rip. It's my bad for not putting that skill nullifier. And let's just attack Tempest turn again. And here we attack Fallen Cecilia. Oh, it's close, man. There goes Blaze Dingo. Oh, stuff is still on cooldown. That is really rough. I don't think we're gonna be able to pull through here. That is just too much. Is that the skill 3? Yes, it is. No attack buff though, not the deadliest of things. Are we finally going to be able to? Yes. Let's first use skill number 2. We'll use that on Fallen Cecilia. And we definitely... Oh boy, that barrier on Tempest Siren is massive. It's super big. Like, she's not gonna get one-shotted. Thankfully. Wow. Okay. This might end up working because of ML Crow. ML Crow Showcase, boys. Okay, and here comes finally. This won't deal maximum damage on Tempest Siren because she cannot be one-shotted. But let's see the damage on Rowana. Oh, 10,000 and 5,000. Nice, it worked. Let's see the breakdown. Look at that damage though. Immunity set doing a lot of work on ML Crow. He was able to just keep on using that skill number 3 with Portrait of the Saviors. It did wonders. Ludwig, I mean, he was able to do some damage, and we saw the skill 2 into skill 3 combo, and that works well. I mean, you could just rely on that to do his combo. He didn't even have the attack buff when he did use the skill number 3. He's a mage, he can wear Tagiel's Ancient Book, so that's great, and we were able to soul burn ML Crow a lot, which produced that kind of damage. Very cool, very cool. And now for the review of Ludwig. I definitely enjoyed using him. He deals a ton of damage. I now have him on Tagiel's Ancient Book because I swapped it halfway through the showcase because I wanted to have the soul burn for himself. I couldn't reach 10 soul with the later team compositions. So that worked out well because I was able to use the souls for someone else. In terms of damage, in terms of gearing, you want him on as much attack and critical hit damage as possible with 100% critical hit chance. You can achieve this with the Destruction crit set. You could go immunity set on himself. That would be nice as well. So for your 4-piece, it can be Destruction, of course, attack. It could be speed if you're going to be using combat readiness, team-wide combat readiness boosters. Speed set would be great on himself, and also he's going to be able to cycle faster during the battle, so that is great. His skills are on a short cooldown as well, which is very, very good. His skill number 1 and 2 are actually quite powerful. You can definitely put effectiveness to good use on him. Don't try to land things like a stun or try to still buff against, you know, support heroes which are stacking effect resistance. Attack damage dealers with skill 1 and 2 that has a better chance to actually steal a buff or land a stun. And you could have him on rage set 2 if you feel like you can land some debuff or debuffs before the before you can actually attack with him. The thing is, there is immunity. Landing debuffs with the 15% innate resist is problematic. Caladra could increase his damage even further. So let me show you the stats of the other heroes that I brought during this video. We had Charles, and I didn't change his gear. I actually used him, I believe, just like once or twice. I'm not quite sure. Faithless Lytica, my combat runes booster. I switched her artifact. She now has Midnight Bloom. She was on Sash Itain to get more combat runes throughout the battle every time we land a kill. So Midnight Bloom, very effective to increase the crit chance by 16%. A lot of value out of that. And I definitely want to raise her effectiveness to higher levels. Of course, Ludwig wasn't here. We also had, I actually built Blaze Dingo. I 6-starred him and I skilled him up, his skill number 3, just for this video. And I want to actually showcase Blaze Dingo later on. I want to skill him up even further, increase his damage, his healing. It's gonna be great. And I have him at triple S. I was able to do that. I had a few fire dingoes in my storage. So actually the attack increase is very nice. This is so strong, invincibility for himself and for Ludwig, and the attack buff for 2 turns. You can soul burn it as well to combo into skill 2, which will attack a random enemy with skill 1. Celestine for sustainability, and you can have him on other artifacts like Portrait of the Saviors to deal extra damage. He's going to be healing more as well, but his damage output wasn't so high. Where is the exclusive equipment? I built him and I forgot about the exclusive equipment. Well, that's going to be in his showcase. My bad, guys. I didn't even actually see the slot for the exclusive equipment because I was running a dark background and it was not visible. Wow, rip there. So, well, we'll have to wait for his showcase to have him with the exclusive equipment. Completely forgot about that. My bad. So, who else did we have in the video? We had Cecilia. Immunity is great from her skill number 3. Deals some damage. She's not on a bruiser setup, but the provokes came in really handy actually, and the barrier on herself when she did land some provokes. She can strip here, attack break, and defense break here. An amazing hero. I have her at plus 14 skill ups. I will get her to plus 15 skill ups later on when I switch her to a bruiser build. I had Last Rider Crown in the video, swapped him to Portrait of the Saviors to deal extra damage as well with his skill number 3. When you soul burn that, it's amazing. He can use it much more often. He does provide some barriers for the team when he gets hit by AoE attacks. So that is very, very good. And I mean, the speed buff to make him cycle faster. He's on immunity. I increase his speed, put speed main stat boots on him so he can actually follow Faithless Lytica on health percentage main stat boots. He was not able to follow right away. There was a a window of opportunity for the enemy team to cut, so I didn't like that. So who else did I use? I used Sinful Angelica. She was great to provide attack buff and speed buff. The anti-revive mechanism was quite good, but you don't actually need it. When it comes down to killing like Arbiter Vildred, you can do it with Ludwig because he's going to have invincibility when he comes back and he attacks, but just make sure you have immunity on him so he doesn't get hit with the decreased hit chance debuff. And there is definitely multiple ways that you can be building your Ludwig. You could also, I had Midnight Bloom on her. Now I swapped it to Faithless. It was also on Sinful during the showcase with Sinful. But yes, Crimson Armin, you can get your whole team invincibility plus immunity, so that covers both fronts. A very, very powerful hero. You can cheese a lot of battles with this hero. Provoke here, and I mean, here are the memory imprints. I like the self-memory imprint, and that's her stats. So beside that, I didn't bring any other hero in this showcase. Now let me talk about Ludwig. The issues with this hero. What counters this team? Who can you not attack? So with my particular setup, having him with almost 0 speed increase, I had to wait for him to go, right? So there is a big opportunity for the enemy team to disrupt us if you cannot go against a team that removes your buffs. If you go against Bazaar, Alencia, these heroes, or Benevolent Roman, heroes that can remove your buffs, it's a big no-no when you build him slow, unless you're going to be using auxiliary lots to push him once, or you're going to be using auxiliary loss plus green loss to push him twice on a slow build, then you don't have to worry about that. But then the enemy team might be cutting between both of your lots, so that is a problem, especially in higher leagues. So worry about that. Another problem is facing evasion-based heroes. They might be, you know, staying in the battle. If you're attacking a team that has revive, aka Ruel of Light, or even Rowana with the revive buff, you have to be careful because you want to bring an anti-revive mechanism like Sinful Angelica. Yes, she works, but then if you bring her, you need to have the invincibility, meaning you're taking 2 spots in the team. Now, how do you deal with these super tanky heroes? Ludwig by himself cannot do it, even though he deals a ton of damage when he has pushes with the Saviors. The Soul Burn going on deals a lot of damage, but it's still not enough to take out really tanky teams with multiple layers of protection. Aureus, Adamant Shield, Barrier from Fallen Cecilia. If they have defense buff throughout the battle, you build him slow, they get defense buff up. If you don't have Faithless Lytica to actually put like a skill on cooldown, like a Crowd defense buff, a Fallen Cecilia skill nullifier, that skill nullifier might happen just before your Ludwig actually attacks, and then you have to break the skill nullifiers, use skill 2 instead of using skill number 3, and then buy time just so you can pop these skill null, and then you use skill 3 after. But you might be disrupted. They have time to get a defense buff on themselves. Maybe they're able to have like a healer like Rowana, like Ruel of Light, sustain the team, bring their health back up, and then you lost your steam, right? You did your big burst damage, or you did it too late if you had to wait, and the team was able to sustain themselves. Maybe they put the defense buff, they were able to raise their health back up. So like you have to go really hard against them. Of course, you can cleave a team that doesn't have multiple layers of protection very easily if you're able to outspeed them. So if you could have Ludwig with a high amount of speed with a combat readiness booster like Judith, 30% combat readiness increase, and then you could have Rose if you need to have more combat readiness increase, and then you could have Ludwig with almost 0 speed, and he's going to be able to go right after almost. Then yes, you could be using that, and I would say that use Blaze Dingo. That would be very powerful because he provides the attack buff. Actually, you don't need the attack buff because you already have it from Rose. Judith, Rose, Ludwig, that's 3 heroes. Your 4th can be any hero that provides invincibility. Did I show Fire Akates? Because I did bring her. I forgot to show her. She's missing her boost because they are now on ML Crow. So she had 210 speed, something like that, and I was able to provide invincibility to Ludwig with this skill. It's on a short cooldown as well. She provides sustain for the team, defense percentage, memory imprint, very nice. Soul Weaver artifact. Exclusive equipment, like a very strong hero. You can definitely pair her with Ludwig, but you do need the attack buff. But you could just use the Soul Burn of Ludwig if you feel like the team is not that tanky. There's multiple ways to build your team around Ludwig, because you have to build a team around him. He does need this invincibility buff. Other problems, other counters, there is Tempest Siren. Tempest Siren cannot be one-shotted. So if you use Ludwig as your sole damage dealer, you will not be able to take her out with him. You will need to bring another damage dealer. So what I did was I had Blaze Dingo in there plus Ludwig, but if you don't have Blaze Dingo with crazy gear, crazy offense, then that's a problem. If you don't have skill ups on him, that's another problem. So you might not be able to take out this Tempest Siren, especially if there is a Fallen Cecilia providing barrier on her, or there's a Knight with Bastion of Perlucia providing a tick barrier on her. So keep that in mind. So now a lot of teams that I had to dodge, I had to refresh a lot, guys, because Bazaar, Alencia, this is on my 3rd account on the Europe server, so the meta is a bit different. But yes, I had to refresh a lot. I was dodging a lot of Tempest Sirens with my earlier team compositions. because Ludwig was the sole damage dealer, or was Charles and Ludwig. I had to worry about Fallen Cecilia applying skill nullifier when I was going against those teams. I had to worry about Crow putting defense up, even though he penetrates 50% of the target's defense. I had to worry about evasion, Remnant Vault and Mirsa. I had to worry about, like I said, Tempest Surin. I had to worry about Ruel of Light. If I don't bring Sinful Angelica, even if I do bring her, if she loses her buff, then I cannot counter the revive. If I don't deal enough damage and I triggered Ruel's skill number 3, then I might be in trouble. If Ruel is paired with an evasion-based hero like Remnant Vault, that's problematic. If there's Arbiter Vildred and then he comes back to life, and then there's Ruel, and then Ruel brings him back to life or something like that, that's a problem. So you have to worry about quite a few things. I would say that I would like to showcase Ludwig later on with a speed build, like 200 speed, 200 to 220 speed, so I don't get cut. Other heroes you have to worry about. Kairon is a massive prime. He's also fire, so 50% chance of him evading your attack. And then you have to worry about Holiday Euphem's another problem. She's gonna have 100% evasion at 100% health. Another problem. Fire heroes in general, if they have a team with too many fire heroes, that's a big problem. Elena, if you're built slow, there's that window with a slow build where the enemy can be doing things like Elena would be putting the even invincibility up. If you're using double AoE damage dealers, maybe using Fateless Lytica, then that's an AoE attack, and that's triggering Elena's passive. And with Megahara Stone, she's gonna jump ahead and apply that invincibility, and it's on their team, and then Ludwig will not be able to deal damage. You're gonna have to delay it with skill number 2 and to skill number 3. So there is a lot of teams that are countering Ludwig. If the team is too tanky, if you don't have enough damage, you're gonna need to have double damage dealers in the team, and it's kind of hard with all the setup that you need to do. So Blaze Dingo works out well because he provides sustain, and you're gonna have the invincibility, you're gonna have the attack buff for both of the heroes. You don't need to worry about attack buff in the team and the invincibility. So it works well, very well together. For the other two, you're gonna need a combat gymnast booster, and I did like to run a hero that provides immunity, so I don't have to worry about having immunity set on each of my heroes. So Cecilia worked out well. ML Crow, of course, hard to obtain, but you could be using him as well. I did like to use Ludwig with Fire Akates. I feel like that's a strong combo as well. You will need an attack buffer in the team unless you feel confident with the soul burn of Ludwig taking out the enemy team. If you reach 10 souls before it's his turn, you could delay it by using skill 2 instead of jumping into skill 3 right after he goes, so you can get the souls to soul burn. If you feel like it's imperative that you land that big burst damage, maybe they're gonna revive, maybe you feel like you can one-shot this Ruel of Light, maybe it's a Guild War scenario and there is no knight, so you feel confident you can take out this Ruel with skill 3 and one shot. I'm not quite sure. Maybe you're trying to delay it because you need to make sure that you're getting the one shot on ML Ken. And ML Ken is problematic as well. Like if you cannot one shot him because there is Adamant Shield and Aureus and maybe even Fallen Cecilia with Barrier, that's too many layers of protection. If they get that defense buff going in the team, then ML Ken is going to be really hard to take out if he's built with a tanky setup. So at least if you miss your shot with the skill number 3, you have invincibility, so you're able to survive his counter attack. But just make sure that the next time you attack him, he's going down. Maybe he's the last one standing in the team, so you need to make it count. And that skill number 2 is going to do great because you can actually attack, get the invincibility, and if you fail to kill like ML Ken, let's say, you will have invincibility, so you will not be going down. Very nice. There are other things to worry about, like You cannot attack a team with Briar Witch Hysteria if you have a slow Ludwig. She's gonna strip your buffs and then it's gonna be a disaster. You cannot attack a team with a fast Ceres with 122 base speed. There's a pretty good chance you get outsped against a team with her. So she could be problematic, removing one of your buff as well, and then you cannot boost your combat readiness. If you attack Faithless Lytica, she's gonna remove one buff from your whole team potentially, and then she's gonna apply the skill nullifier with skill 3, and then she's gonna put someone's skill on cooldown. Very dangerous, so you have to be careful. Even if you do outspeed, then when it's her turn, then you have to worry about that, unless you decide to put her skill on cooldown and you didn't fail with your own Faithless Lytica. But that is if you have Faithless Lytica. So yeah, you can be using Judith, very, very strong hero. I use her on my first account. She's amazing. I mean, that base speed is completely ridiculous, 117, and a 30% combat units increase is great. Only a 3-star hero. When she's stealthed, she can stun as well. When she gets hit, she goes in stealth. I love this hero. She does wonder. And then you could have her paired with, like I said, Rose, 25% combat units increase after skill ups, attack buff for 2 turns, and you could be using another hero that provides invincibility for your Ludwig, like Fire Goddess. You could be using Crimson Armin. You don't have to use Blaze Dingo because you already have the attack buff, but if you don't have it, if you have Blaze Dingo, you're getting an attack percentage memory imprint as well. He's so good, and he's like a semi-damage dealer that provides sustain as well for your team. He is very, very good with Ludwig. So some heroes you have to worry about as well is, of course, I talked about Bazaar. If he goes, it's done, because you need to rely on invincibility, and if you haven't able to be buff debuff on your Ludwig, then that's going to be a disaster. Fire Tenebria, be careful about her. She's fire, that's already a problem. 50% chance to miss her, but if she goes, she can defense break, put your team to sleep, and just constantly do a bunch of sleeps against you. It's really annoying. She can be quite tanky as well, so be careful about that. And Abyssal Crown can be on her, and that artifact allows them to land stun on Bazaar. Any mage can have that. Dizzy as well. If you have Ludwig on a slow build, Dizzy can heavily cripple your team if you don't have immunity. If she's on Illa's Valen, she might remove your immunity, and then like she uses skill 2 and then pushes back your combat units. Skill 1 potentially lands a stun on one or more of your heroes, so be careful about that. You also have to be careful about Silverblade Araminta. If you don't have immunity, she goes, she puts your team, she stun your team. You have to worry about Sage Bell and Season. If he goes and you don't have anything protecting your immunity sets, then you will be put to sleep. So be careful about that as well. Lilius is also problematic. If you don't have immunity set or immunity from a hero on your team, Lilius can push back your whole team's combat readiness. She gets 50% combat readiness after using this, and then if Ludwig is the only Earth hero in the team, she will provoke him if he doesn't have immunity. So that throws your whole plan out the window. Be careful about that. And the pressure on Ludwig with the dual attack trigger is also a big problem. And she's a knight, so she can wear knight artifacts, so she's boosting the survivability of the team. So she could have Adamant Shield. Aureus is usually like on, like, let's say Fallen Cecilia or Crow, but she could have it as well. So yeah, you have to be careful about Lilius. And she's fire. You're not going to be taking as much damage when you are attacking her too. If you have Ludwig on a slow build, you have to worry about the anti-crit chance buff from DN as well as from Shu. So be careful about that, but you don't have to worry about this if you will be outspeeding their team, and especially if you have Ludwig on a fast setup with another damage dealer like a Cleaver or Blaze Dingo or a single target damage dealer. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. Let us know in the comment section, how was your experience using Ludwig? If you do have him, what type of team composition were you running? Where did you use him? Arena, Guild Wars, World Arena. I definitely want to showcase him in Guild Wars as well later on. World Arena as well. That was really fun to use him. I want to try some other team composition. I definitely love the synergy between Blaze Dingo and Ludwig. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Press the bell icon if you'd like to be notified whenever I release a new video, and check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. I got playlists of all sorts for PvE and PvP content, Arena, Guild Wars, guides, tips, and how-tos, and War 62 Plus, as well as best order guides for my early to mid-game players. Join Discord, over 2,000 members. Check my second YouTube channel for more gameplay videos of Epic 7. So I might be showcasing Ludwig there some more. But that's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.